Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm going to take you through an easy violin tutorial on how to play Dangerous by David Guetta. If you want to know where to get the link for the free sheet music that I've done for you all, there'll be a link in the description bar directly underneath this video. I've also got a violin performance music video of this. That's on my performance channel, piano and violin performance channel. I'll put a link above my head. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, you can click on this link coming up here. If not, there'll be a link to that video if you want to watch me play it in full directly underneath. And I've also got an easy piano tutorial on Dangerous, and that came out a little while ago, but I'll put a quick link to that if anyone wants to know how to play it on the piano as well. So if you want to know how to play Dangerous by David Guetta on the violin, grab your copy of the sheet music and let's get cracking. Okay, first things first, I'm just going to very quickly take you through what I've done with this. You will notice that firstly you'll have all of the finger numbers on every single note, and all these letters are up here are going to tell you what string to put them on. So very simply, this first note that you've got here, for example, is a 1 on the D string. The second note is a 1 on the A string. The third note is an open, still on the A string because it hasn't changed. The fourth note is a 1 on the A string. The fifth note is a 3 on the D, and so on and so forth. It's pretty self-explanatory when you look at it. So basically this tells you exactly what fingers and what string you're going to be putting those fingers on. I just want to quickly take you through the where you go to and from in the music. So this has 2 pages to it. I couldn't get it on anything less than 1 page just because it's quite long, and I didn't want kind of to put so many repeats in there that you didn't know where you were going from. So what you're going to do then is you're going to be starting from the very beginning that you can see here. If you don't want to do all these, or the first 2 lines, if you don't want to do that and you think that's a little bit too difficult to do, then completely miss those out. And then the main tune will start from here. It'll start from the last 3 notes at the very end of the second line. Da 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 da. So if you miss that, then you can just start directly from the beginning of the 3rd line. But that is the da 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 da. That's kind of the little upbeat that you get there. So you can just start on the last 3 first fingers on the A string. So starting from the beginning or starting from the 3rd line down, whichever is easier, what you're going to do is play all the way through until you get to here where you see a repeat sign, which is just halfway through the middle of the one but last line, and then when you get to there you're going to repeat it all the way back to the beginning of the 3rd line again, and then play it all the way through, but this time carrying on. When you get on to your 2nd page, you're just going to simply play the 2nd page all the way through and no problem. So basically you've just got that little repeat at the start of the 1st page. You don't have to do that repeat if you don't want to, but that's just where the verse and chorus kind of repeats again. If you just want to go straight through, that'd still sound great. You know, it's completely up to you. It's your copy, it's your version. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. So I'm not going to play it all the way through because I already have a performance video on this, which will be linked directly underneath this video, but I'm just going to play a couple of sections for you. So if you want to play the start, that's just all the start is. That will go a little bit faster than that, but it depends if you guys want to do a challenge or not. I mean, if you want to, you can just go, you can take the first note of every group of 4. So the first note, so it'll be, in other words, it'll be the first note, the 5th, the 9th, and the 13th note if you want to, or the first note of every group of 4 if you just want to play something whilst the introduction is playing. I think it's the piano that does that little bit, so you could just do something like that, or you can just play this completely on your own. It depends if you're playing with a backing track. But if you want to play this unaccompanied, then you could just skip to the okay, but you know, it's completely up to you. You've got some string crossings where you're using the same finger, so starting right from the beginning where the main tune is, what you don't want to do is lift your finger up, because you need a 1 on the A string and then you very quickly need a 1 on the D string. If you lifted it up, you'd get this. That you don't want, because you're getting horrible open strings in the middle. So you know you've got to have a first finger on the A, and you know you've got to have a first finger on the D. So have your finger sort of ready to kind of roll over. What you don't want to do is have the very tip of your finger on the A, and then you've got nothing to kind of roll over to. So you just want to prepare your finger so that you put enough on the A, probably more than you normally would, so that then you've got enough to roll over onto the D string. Lifting that finger up and having those open strings is something that you don't want, because it's going to make it very, very untidy and very kind of just very distracting and off-putting and everything. So that's pretty much it. So you've just got that tune. Nothing sort of exciting there. When you've got the second fingers on those when you've got the second finger on the E string, just make sure your second finger is back. That's for the... So your fourth finger will need to, well, starting with the third finger will be on the dot as normal. The second finger will be right behind where the first finger would go, and there should be a gap between the third and fourth. So basically there'll be a fingers sort of gap between the second and third, and there'll be a fingers sort of gap between the third and the fourth finger. That's just to make sure that you've got good intonation, or your notes, your fingers are in the right place and your notes are correct. So moving down to bar 17. This is the holding on bit. So that's pretty straightforward there. I mean, after that, that's pretty much it. You would then go back to the beginning of the third line to repeat that section again. If not, you could just carry on. In fact, if you just carried on, it pretty much repeats the same as that first section, but the song does actually do that. So like I said, it depends if you're playing with a backing track or not. Moving down to halfway, right the way down to halfway on the second page, where he's dangerous, dangerous. So it literally just repeats what we've just done there, and then again the song just kind of fades out, kind of finish it however you want to finish it. But it should, how I've done it here, it should kind of work out if you wanted to play it along with the original, another backing or whatever. So that's it. There's nothing else I need to mention there. Everything else is kind of pretty well explained, I think, and sort of fairly obvious with the music. If you want to substitute any open strings for fourth fingers, absolutely go ahead and do that. If you want to change a few of the rhythms or a few of the notes, go ahead and do that as well. Sometimes these songs are quite difficult to transcribe or to arrange into an instrument because they're singing them, so it's quite difficult to get some of the notes in, and some of them kind of need to be possibly missed out as well, because otherwise it gets too complicated to put them all in. So if you want to change any of that stuff, absolutely, it's your copy, your arrange, your performance, so you go ahead and do that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget the links of the sheet music are underneath the video. The links of the performance, the violin music performance of this is going to be underneath as well, and the easy piano tutorial all going to be underneath. Just head down underneath the video because there's loads of links and whatnot down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.